Shalom everybody and welcome to Mekorot. I'm Rabbi Shapira, and every week we are looking at the Parashat together in light of understanding and gain messianic understanding of the last days. This week we are in Parashat Tazria-Metzora, double portion that seems a bit obscure. What is the child at the beginning of the parasha of Tazria that is born when the mother left unclean until he received a name have to do with the leper that we read about in the following parasha, specifically in chapter 14. You see, in the beginning of chapter 14, we read this is the Torah of the leper. The leper that is discussed in chapter 14 is the child that is born in chapter 13. So we have to understand the connection between them. Now notice something about chapter 13. It speaks about a leper that is born and his name is Adam. This is important that his name is Adam and it's not Enosh. It's a picture of the Messiah. You see, the word Adam is a code word for the Messiah. Adam, David, and Mashiach. In the context of Isaiah 53, the rabbis connected the leper, or the one who is called the leper scholar in Isaiah 53, to this parasha this week, Tazria-Metzora. So make yourself a note that the child that is born at the beginning of Tazria is the leper later on, who is the Mashiach. Now, the reason I think that this is very important for us today, because there is a paradox in the Torah here. It says here that this will be the Torah of the leper in the day of his purification. This is paradox number one. If he is a leper still, why is he speaking about the day of his purification? You see, we have to make a distinction between the leprosy, and the declaration that he has been healed. The two is not the same. The word that is used here in Hebrew, tahara, is speaking about the proclamation of his cleanliness. He has already been already healed long ago. The same is true about Mashiach. People ask me all the time, is Mashiach still a leper today, or is he not a leper? Well, Yeshua, when he ascended up to heaven, of course, is not a leper. But for Israel, he is still a leper, even up to this day. And the day of his tahara, the rabbi said, is the day of the revelation of the Messiah. Think about Zechariah chapter 12. They will look at the one who they pierced and will they mourn for him like an only son. It's a similar concept. The tahara is something that happened externally, and it's not occurred by the leper himself. It's actually occurred by the high priest. Who is the high priest represent? The high priest represent Israel. It represent the Jewish people. And Israel, for example, in Exodus chapter 19, called Mamlechet Kohanim, V'goy Kadosh, a kingdom of priests. Now notice this second paradox here. It says here, Vehuva el HaKohen. Now the word Huva, if you break it, it's a very interesting word. It's have inside of it the word Ba. Most of you are familiar with Parashat Bo. What is Bo? Bo is a commandment to come. But if you say Ba is somebody who coming in his own power and in his own strength. But if you say Hu Va, meaning you put the word Hu before the bet and the aleph, it means somebody who come not on their own strength and not on their own power. In essence, what the Torah is telling us, that somebody had to leave the camp to bring him to the camp. Look at this. This is amazing. Ve'uva, which is a third person, by a third party, he would come to the camp. And why did he need to come to the camp? Because listen to the second part of the verse. And he was, and I'm always paraphrasing it to you. You can read it in chapter 14 yourself. And it says, and the high priest went outside the camp and he saw the leprosy that has been cleansed. Wait a second, I don't understand. It says that it was brought. We have a real paradox here, because in one sense it says he was brought to the camp, but then it says that the high priest went outside the camp. We have to understand it in the context of prophecy. In essence, what Chazal explained to us is, look, the high priest could not have gone outside the camp completely. He cannot leave what's called the Shetach Iruv. So what ended up happening is that they brought him to the outskirts, to a place where the high priest could go and look at him and say, kasher and not kasher. This is where we need to bring Yeshua into. It's Tchum Eruv, right? It says in the Brit HaChadasha, in Acts chapter 1, that the believer went a Sabbath day walk. Why? There is a region. There is a mathematical measurement of what is a Sabbath day walk, which is oral Torah, by the way. Of course it is. It's not in the written word of God. The same is true of the Mashiach. We have to bring him back to the Sabbath day walk. I believe that if we bring him to the Sabbath day walk, we bring him to the era, to the arena, to the region, let's call him. And let's call the region Judaism. Judaism itself will meet him halfway. I really, really believe that. The key is not to place him in a place that is so far away. The Metzora, the one who is called Nagua, of course, is quoting Isaiah chapter 53, verse 4 and 5. We know that the Talmud makes the connection, the Midrash makes the connection. But is cleansed. He been cleansed all along. But Israel still have to say, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. You see, what's happening here is the high priest has to accept him back into the camp. To do like a pidyayon and say, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Our job today is to learn Judaism in such a way that we can bring him back to the Eruv of Judaism, the Tchum Eruv of Judaism, so that he and all of Israel will be able to say, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Let us work toward this. This is Mekorot for this week.